What's going on, guys? Shake it back, baby. Yes, today, man, we're going to be talking some basketball. I think that's pretty fun, and today I've got a pretty interesting subject. I saw the homie, that kid Kuda, did a video. I'll even link it on the screen. 5 reasons why Kevin Durant should go to the New York Knicks, and he actually made some pretty solid points. But today, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why Kevin Durant should come to Boston, baby, because that's what I do. I'm a Celtics fan, you know, Red Sox too. I've been a Boston guy since I was born. You know, I've seen the titles and everything from all our sports teams, but we're this close to getting another one. We really are. And it's not like that's made up. It's a known fact. A lot of people have said, you know, Boston is a great destination, but they don't realize it until they get there and, you know, experience the atmosphere and everything like that. And Kevin Durant knows from just playing here on the road what kind of atmosphere that is. But let's actually get into those 5 reasons, because they are pretty big. And I mean, some of you guys might not know. You might not follow the Celtics as closely as I do, I guess we'll say, and have been following this whole search for Kevin Durant, as he is now meeting with teams in a couple of days. On, I think, July 1st is the when he can actually start meeting with teams. And before then, the Celtics actually have to make a couple decisions on a couple other players on the team, Jonas Jerebko and Amir Johnson, deciding if they would like to keep them around or cut them and have even more cap space than they already have right now. Reason number 1, Kevin Durant has talked about wanting to be a superstar in his own market and building his legacy. He's definitely built a legacy in OKC, but hasn't been able to get that title. They've gotten to the finals once, almost got there again, but they got thwarted by Golden State, which is another reason why later on that I'll talk about that he should definitely come to the Celtics. But he wants to build his own legacy, and he can do that here. But yeah, he can keep his number with 35, as Reggie Lewis, the late Celtic, as his mom has offered to that Kevin Durant, you know, they could unretire the number. He could still wear it, which would be crazy. He could, you know, pretty much not only continue his legacy, I guess, with that number, or he could pick a new number and continue building a whole new chapter, I guess, in his NBA career. But we've also heard these quotes from Durant before, where I kind of mentioned them recently, where he talks about the atmosphere of playing in Boston, in the Garden, the history of it. It's insane. It's really awesome. I love it. Like, he talked about it, I think I want to say it was in March-ish, when they destroyed, this was before the game, and he talked about it after the game, but he just destroyed the Celtics for one. They killed us. It was a blowout. We didn't have Jay Crowder, and that left Marcus Smart to try and guard Kevin Durant, which was a no-no. He went off and was just feasting on us, and it showed, hey, if we had one of those guys here with the combined defense and pieces around, man, it's going to be a great team, because we just need that go-to scorer that is Kevin Durant, man. So awesome, such a great player. But yeah, he's talked about the history, the fans, and everything, and he said he didn't hear the fans chanting, you know, KD to Boston, but I think he heard them. I definitely think he did. He said that in the postgame. That, he was like, what? I didn't hear that, but he definitely heard it, as you could vividly hear it over the broadcast of the TV and everything. You could hear it if you were in that building. But yeah, reason number 1, the legacy and everything that's behind that. But let's get into reason number 2. Reason number 2 is actually that they won't have to gut the team to sign him and potentially sign another max free agent, which no other team can do that is at the meetings with him in a couple of days. There's the Warriors. They can't sign, you know, him on a max deal and then sign another guy. They can sign him on a max deal, and a lot of people have said, you know, oh, well, Durant's already come out and said he doesn't, you know, the money's not the biggest factor. He's going to want max money. Maybe he'll take a little bit less than that, but he is not coming here on a budget deal. He's not going to Golden State on a budget deal. That would be crazy. He's not David West at the end of his career. He is in his prime. He is going to get paid, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous to say that, like, he's not going to take max money. He's going to want that max money, and for Golden State to have to resign him, they're going to have to get rid of a lot of key pieces that were one of the reasons why they actually won 73 games and, you know, set the NBA record for that. And I don't think them gutting their entire team is too smart of an idea. I mean, yeah, Harrison Barnes has said he wants to stick around in Golden State, but he's going to want that money. Everybody is. Like, it's just how the world works. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But, yeah, don't believe that he's just not going to want a max deal just because, you know, he can play with Golden State. I don't believe that. I find it very weird to believe, and that just doesn't buy into what Kevin Durant has shown that he's all about with creating his own legacy. And now all of a sudden he wants to go join guys that have already won a title and just got back to the finals and just beat him? That's like a Red Sox player opting out and joining freaking the Yankees the year after they lost in the World Series to them or something like, or the ALCS. That's crazy. But then again, Jacoby, let's get past that. Reason number 3 is that the Celtics are really young, and Kevin Durant is pretty young himself, and that the youth factor with them is huge. Not only are they young right now, but they're going to stay young. They've got a young head coach. They've got draft picks coming up because they fleeced the Nets, and they're going to keep benefiting from that for years to come, which is great. If he signs, a 4-year deal, I think that's as long as he can sign with the Celtics, but or he can sign a 2-year deal with an opt and then sign back again. But when he does that, one good thing about it is the Celtics, not only did they get the Nets pick last year, I think, and no, did they get it last year? I think they got it this year, and then they have it next year where they can swap it, and they have it the year after that, and they even have the Clippers 2019 pick. They have a ton of draft picks, as you guys already know. Some people think they didn't do a great job with their picks this year. I actually think after looking back at it, I did a video on it. I can link that somewhere up on the screen here, but I think they actually did a pretty solid job. Jaylen Brown looks like a good prospect. And it could be kind of similar to when LeBron, he could have been playing with Wiggins, but they decided to actually trade him away for Kevin Love, where it's like, hey, maybe if you had kept him around, imagine Andrew Wiggins and LeBron playing side by side, how awesome that would have been. So maybe we could have, Kevin Durant coming, playing alongside with Jaylen Brown, would be a pretty awesome combo. Learning from him, I imagine he could become a really great player, very athletic. Oh my goodness, that would be nice in the fast break to see that. But just the youth factor of this team and how young the core is, and they'll be able to keep those guys around without having to gut their team, as we said in the last point. But yeah, let's get on to point number 4. Number 4 is Danny Ainge and actually Brad Stevens just signed extensions, and they're going to be around for a while. They didn't disclose the amount and deals yet, or years with that. I think they will eventually, but they kind of keep that stuff on the hush-hush for the GMs, how much they're actually making, and they'll tell you, hey, they got a couple years left on the deal, or hey, this is one of their last years in the deal. But Danny Ainge is signed for a while, probably going to be here for a while, man. Fans love him. I've been critical at times, but yeah, he did bring a championship. He has done pretty good. He's not the best drafter. I definitely have, there's been some hit and misses there. Definitely some misses. Fab Melo. Definitely Juwan Johnson. The guy, Marshawn Brooks, who I thought actually was going to be pretty good, and didn't work out. They traded for him. They could have got Jimmy Butler with one of those players, and they didn't. So, yeah, and they could have got probably Draymond Green with one of those. They didn't. So, there have been misses, but there also have been hits, have been some great trades. They fleeced the Nets, as they said. They got rid of Paul Pierce and KG at the perfect time, and Jason Terry, and got a ton in back for them. They got a ton for Isaiah Thomas. They gave up nothing for him, and they got an all-star back, a great player who would look awesome with Kevin Durant, where he can knock down the outside shot, create space for Kevin Durant to get good looks as well, and vice versa. So, yeah, they've got a lot of good, solid management behind them and coaching, and Brad Stevens, one of the best coaches in the league, a lot of people think. So, yeah, and he'll be here for a while. So that is reason number 4. Those guys are sticking around. That's going to be a good situation. Brad Stevens is highly talked up in the NBA and is a great coach. And the last reason number 5, is kind of well known, but I feel like a lot of people really are sleeping on this. It's just how weak the Eastern Conference is. LeBron has gone to what now? I think it's like 6 straight finals, 7 maybe? I've lost track. The number is huge. It's always him. He's always getting there for one reason. The East is weak. It's so weak. There's 1, maybe 2 teams at the top. I mean, you saw the Raptors this year, and pretty solid team, but still, that's the second best team, really. Whereas you look at the Western Conference, and it's you got the Warriors, who just won 73 games, and are probably going to try and restock and not do that again, but I mean, they're going to come pretty close, probably win high 60s. And then you've got, the Spurs, always up there, always winning 50-plus games, always in the playoffs, a strong team. And then there's so many other good franchises out in the West that I feel like there just isn't in the East. You have seen a few teams get better of recently. The Bucks have done a better job drafting and are building a pretty lengthy team. The Knicks have made a couple moves here and there, but still, that might not all gel together. It looks good on paper, but on paper, didn't work out for the Lakers when they got Dwight and Nash. Things fell apart there. Could happen in New York, too. Not saying it's going to, but just a thought. And, yeah, you've seen, teams like Miami, who really, I didn't think was that great, win around and then move forward. And then I will say the Pacers have been making some pretty solid moves as well. So there's really only a few top teams, but I still feel like the Celtics are a top 5 team in the East. And then you throw Kevin Durant on them, they're instantly a top 2 team with the Cavaliers. No discussion there. I think that's pretty fair to say. And that is my 5 reasons on why Kevin Durant should come to Boston, baby, and join us, you guys know how much I love the Celtics, and you know how much I would love this to happen. Kevin Durant, if somehow you or your agent or anyone over there managed to see this, who knows what could happen, but yeah, man, we would love to have you here. It would be freaking amazing. So yeah, that is my video on 5 reasons why Kevin Durant should come to the Celtics, come to Boston. He's gonna have meetings with them in a couple days. Hopefully they go over well. And again, they could bring over another max guy with them, whoever he wants. Pick and choose. Who do you want to get paid? Or do you want to, you know, sign a couple guys at not max money? Who do you want to build? You could literally come over here, work directly with the GM and the coach and say, I want this guy, that guy, and that guy. And boom, they'll make it happen. They get the cap space. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Be sure to leave a like, and we'll do some more of these NBA videos. I feel like you guys enjoy this and enjoy hearing my thought process on it all. And we got the Summer League coming up, free agency. So tons of stuff is going to go down, but I hope you guys did enjoy. And yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section and leave that like. Peace, man.